Hello, my name is Elliot, and I have never made a video like this before. But it is currently like literally 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. on the dot. It is really dark in my room, it's really dark outside. I've been thinking a lot about, Ethel Cain. I love Ethel Cain so much. And at the time of recording this, it's been a little over a month since Perverts came out, and it is like my favorite like project of all time. And I'm just so deeply enveloped and engrossed into its whole like aesthetic and vibes, and just like it's everything about it is so intriguing to me. I'm not religious. I've never been religious. I don't know if I am. But like I don't know, like something about Ethel Cain's music just really speaks to me, and I love the story of Ethel Cain and everything about like the story with her, and like everything that involves her, like up to when Perverts was going to be released at midnight. I listened to like all of her music on Spotify. I haven't listened to all of the unreleased tracks yet, but I'm getting there. But I did listen to all of her projects on Spotify, and I feel like each project gets so much better than the last. Definitely production-wise, and just like overall when it comes to like telling Ethel Cain's story. But Preacher's Daughter is like the best album I've ever heard, and I love concept albums. I love albums that can tell a big story like that. I think like a week ago, I listened to Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. I still want to listen to Pimp a Butterfly. I will do that very soon, probably. But, I don't know, like, I don't relate to the whole religious aspect, or like any of like the really dark themes, but it's not about really relating to it. It's more just about telling a story about a girl who wants nothing more than to be loved, but only ends up being eaten because of it. But I mean, like, Ethel Cain's music is like some of the best. Like, some of those songs are the best songs I've ever heard. Like Some Bleached Flies and Televangelism and Strangers, and like her older work like Inbred goes crazy. I also really like Dog Days and Golden Age. Like, Golden Age as an EP is criminally underrated, and we need to talk about that more. But I'm not really going to talk about... I want to talk about Perverts. I want to make a whole like analysis video on it. I might do that. But I'm just rambling at this point. I don't have a script or anything, but I just want to talk about like just how it feels to me. And I might pronounce some of the titles wrong, but you know, I'm not here to like deeply analyze Perverts, at least not right now. I just kind of want to like ramble a little bit. I'm in an info dumping mood. But Perverts is like my favorite project of any sort of like music I've ever heard. Like, Mitski's always been my favorite, but Ethel Cain is just like above any artist I've ever heard. Like, Adrian Lanker is pretty close, but I mean, I don't know, Ethel Cain is just insane. Like, when I figured out that Perverts was going to be an hour and a half long EP, that's when I knew that this was going to be like one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. But I think like Perverts as a whole is like insane. Like, it tells a story, but it also, like, each song can be kind of by itself in a way, but they can also all be connected together. I don't know, like, the aesthetic of it, and like the droning tracks specifically, just like pull me in so much, and I just feel so like intensely connected to it in a way that I haven't felt with music before. I felt this way with music many times, but not to this level. I feel like the closest I've gotten to feeling this engrossed in like this, like something like this, I think is like probably, I mean, Preacher's Daughter, of course, but like if we're not talking Ethel Cain, I think like Bright Future by Adrian Lanker, and like Puberty 2 by Mitski, I think. I can't really like there's not a lot of other albums that I could think of that are this insane to me. I guess Stranger in the Alps by Phoebe can count. But like Perverts is on a whole nother level. It pulls me in. Like every single track on here doesn't feel like a song. It feels like just like its own experience, and it's like, I don't know, like listening to this in full for the first time is something I wish I could feel again, because I remember it so vividly, and it's like a month ago, but still, like, it was a Tuesday night, it was a school night, I was staying up until like 1:30 at night, and I was listening to all of it, and it was just like, I wasn't on Earth. I didn't feel like I was on Earth. I felt like I was in a whole other, like, realm almost. And it's kind of the point, because, like, like Paul Drone mentions Ethel Cain's concept of the ring and the Divine Theater and the Great Dark. And she has a whole video explaining that, and it's like one of my favorite videos. But that whole concept of the ring and the proximity to God, it explains how I feel when I listen to not just this EP, but just music in general. And like, it explains that whole concept of like feeling like you're like being elevated into like a whole nother like realm almost. Like, she talks about the ring, the pull, which is like being pulled into a song, the sigh, which is like the build up and the release to that song, and then the Divine Theater is where God is, but there's a veil that disconnects you and God, and you'll never meet. And the Great Dark is meant to be the normal world that we all live in every day. And that whole concept really speaks to me, because I feel like I've felt that way a lot of times, like when I listen to music, because I love music. Like, music is my favorite thing on this planet, and nothing and no one else could come close to it. I think that music is like the closest we can get to like some sort of like other like universe almost. Like, it's the closest we can get to escaping this reality almost. I don't mean this in like a corny way. It's just how I feel. But it's like, it's just like this whole, like the whole concept of it, and it feels so real to me because I know I've felt this way before, where you get so enveloped in like not just a song, but like anything, like playing a video game or like reading a book, like you get so enveloped in that world and that concept that you kind of forget that you're like living, and it's like the most alive you've ever felt at the same time. I don't know, but that's like one of the big reasons why I love Pervert so much, and it's like the closest I've gotten to that Divine Theater. So, I mean, Pull Drone is also like one of my favorites, one of my favorite Ethel Cain songs, period. Certainly my favorite drone track, and like top 3 on perverts to me. Like, I love Polygon. It is so good. No one gets it like me. Nobody gets that Orca like me, which is the 8th song on it. That Orca, like, Ethel said that she was most excited for people to hear that specific song. And I remember that she had a live stream where she, made, like, the demo track of it, I think. I don't know what she was calling it, but I listened to, on her SoundCloud, she has an alternative SoundCloud where she just posts, like, ambient tracks. She has a whole playlist. I listened to all the tracks. One of the ambient tracks is literally an hour long, and it was, like, such an experience. But there is, like, demo versions of that Orca. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right, but I know Ethel Cain made it up. That Orca and Ethel, I think that's how you say that? I'm gonna search that up real quick, but I'm gonna search it up and see how you pronounce it. I mean, those two are back to back, and then they end off the EP with Amber Waves. E10, I was right, a 10. It goes from a 10, that Orca, and Amber Waves. And I think that's amazing. Like, it's right after Pole Drone, too. So really, the best 4 tracks off of this EP are right next to each other. Like, back to back to back to back. In my opinion. That Orca's my, like, favorite. That Orca is my favorite Ethel Cain song. To be honest with you. Like, the whole build-up to, like, it just feels like ascension. And, like, the meaning behind the word, that Orca that Ethel Cain made up is, like, the feeling that you'll never be close to, like, as close to God as you want. I believe it's kind of what that is. But it goes back to, like, the divine theater and the veil being a separation between you and God, and it's, like, that feeling that you're never gonna make it that close, which is a very, like, somber, bittersweet feeling. But, I just think it's one of the, like, the best song I've ever heard in my life. And Amber Waves is, like, her best song. It is her best song, and I will not let anyone tell me otherwise. I will talk more about Amber Waves probably in another video, but, like, God, Jesus. Like, it feels, like, Amber Waves feels like a hug, but also, like, a stab in the heart, you know? Like, if you've heard this song, you would know. But, anyways, I'm, going back to the opening, the title track, Perverts. Ethel Cain mentioned on her Instagram that if she never, like, she was in Pennsylvania, and she like, always drove to this specific, like, power plant that was abandoned, and she would just sit and look at it for hours. And recently I've been looking up, like, a lot of, like, abandoned power plants and, like, just, like, abandoned facilities like that, and, like, the whole thing is so mesmerizing to me, and I had a feeling I wasn't the only one who felt that way, and I'm so glad that Ethel Cain felt the same way about power plants like that. Like, as a person, I feel things very deeply, and, like, when I love something or I find something interesting, I, like, have to put my whole my whole soul into it, almost, and it just feels like I have to put all of myself in it, almost. But, I don't know, like, the whole, like, I don't know what about power plants immerses me and just, like, engrosses me so much, and, like, just, like, almost hypnotizes me. Like, I don't know if it's, like, the aesthetic and how all of it looks, and how all of it's, like, built and orchestrated together into, like, this giant I feel like it's a piece of art now. Like, it's definitely, to me, a piece of art. Like, looking at these humongous giant sources of energy is so crazy. Like, I want to go to an abandoned power facility and just walk around. I don't want to steal nothing. I don't want to, like, do anything. I just want to walk. I want to walk around, listen to music, and just, like, lose myself almost. Like, I don't know what attracts me. I don't know. Maybe it's, like, just the idea that, like, humans can be able to create something to this magnitude and just create something so big and so, like, gorgeous in a way. Like, man-made structures like this are so beautiful to me. And it is so just insane to see something this big and this, like, absolutely gorgeous. Like, seeing pictures of abandoned facilities like this is so awesome. Like, not just Chernobyl, but, like, just stuff like this in general. Just, like, whenever I'm on a road trip, like, and I'm on the freeway, and I see, like, a power facility or just, like, power plants, I'm just like, I have to look at them, and I have to just stare at them, and I don't want to leave them, but I have to, and I look at them. I don't take pictures, I just look at them, and I just, like, put them in my brain, and I just have that. But it just is so insane to me, because, like, it's a source of energy, and it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just something that I can't even put into words, but it's just like, power plants are cool, and like this just like big building that's meant to just create energy and like bring that energy to other people, to like people are like around a specific area, is crazy. And it's so big, and I get why it's so big, but like, it's so big. Like, I don't have megalophobia, which is the fear of, like, huge, like, large objects. But I do like looking at pictures of, like, searching up megalophobia on Google and, like, looking at the pictures. It's like, I think the reason why people can have this phobia is because, like, the concept of something this big and this, like, just I don't even know what word to use, like, unnatural? Like, this unnatural thing that can be so huge, like, just isn't, like, something that humans can, like, really, like, a concept that humans can't, like, fully grasp in a way. Like, something so big and so, like, insane like that is something that a lot of people, I don't think, can grapple with, like, even me. Like, I don't have megalophobia. I'm not afraid of this. I'm less afraid of it as I am just, like, more in awe of it. Because, like, something so big, like, that can be made by people, and just, like, people can, like, look at it is crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, seeing something that big is just insane, and I guess it's kind of like the whole, like, abandoned power plant thing, and, like, it can tie back into perverts, and, like, for me it does in a way. Like, I guess it's like this source of, like, energy and, like, power that's, like, that's been abandoned or, like, left desolate after so long. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like, the whole theme of perverts is, like, perversion, obviously, and it's, like, trying to figure out what love feels like in the most extreme ways possible, and power plants are energy in its most extreme, where love is also kind of its own form of energy. So, like, power plants and the whole theme of Perverts is, like, put together. It's all just, like, energy at its maximum, at its most extreme, and eventually that energy has to go, and then you can't feel anything. And, like, something that big, and something like love being such a strong and huge emotion is something that a lot of people can't grasp, because it's just, like, it's so big, and just, like, it's unattainable, and, like, therefore, I feel like a lot of people just can't really process it and, like, grapple with that concept. Like, like, a lot of people can't grapple with, like, objects so big, like people with megalophobia can, or just, like, you know, seeing something that huge, like, seeing that picture, imagine seeing that right in front of your face. Like, you could not put that together in your mind. Like, you can see it, but you can't, like, you can look at it, but you can't, like, see it, if that makes any sense. But it's all just, like, I guess, like, the whole, like, theme of Perverts is energy so big and so raw and extreme that you can't process it, and it will have to leave, because eventually you won't be able to feel it anymore. But, I mean, I don't know. That's, like, I don't know, I needed to rant about Perverts, just because, like, it is one of my favorite things, and, like, probably, like, I don't know if it's my favorite thing, but it's definitely, like, one of my favorite things ever. Like, Ethel Cain is just insane to me. And, like, her music has moved me in ways that a lot of other artists can't. Like, the only ones I could really think of doing that as best, like, as close as she can is, like, Mitski and Adrian Linker. And, like, maybe Phoebe Bridgers, but that's it. But, yeah, I guess that's it. But thank you for watching. If you want a full analysis video of Perverts, I probably will be making that. I don't know. I get very lazy and I forget, and my executive dysfunction is kicking my ass. But if I ever do make it, I will obviously post it here. I mean, I love Perverts, and I would love to talk about it, and I would love to find more Ethel Cain fans and more Cainiacs. So if you like Ethel Cain, or just music in general, like if you like Mitski, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, Phoebe Bridgers, Boy Genius in general, Adrian Linker, Olivia Rodrigo, just, like, Billie Eilish, if you like music as an art form, if you like music as art, if you like art in general, please, I would love to talk about that more with more people, and I love to make friends that also have this, like, crazy love for music, because I do. And a lot of people I know don't have that, like, that love for art and music like me, and I would love to talk about that with people. I just love to info dump, and I would like to make videos. Like, I'd love to make more videos like this, like, not, like, it would just be fun, and it would be fun to just ramble like this more often. I should do this more often, and I might, I don't know, but, I hope you liked the video, and, I guess that's it. But yeah, if you want more, you can let me know in the comments, or you can tell me your experience with Perverts, or just, like, you know, Ethel Cain, I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want. I don't know if I'm gonna post in a while or not, but whatever. So, bye bye.